this is Steven Adventure Falls here. Today we're going to be reviewing Ragnarok Season 2. Came out a few weeks ago. I just finished it now. I actually just watched the whole show. It's actually pretty good. I'm going to review it in 5 minutes. Here you go. Now, first things first with this show. It is about Norse mythology, obviously. It's a modern take on the Norse gods versus the giants. And if you don't know a lot about Norse mythology, you're not going to understand a lot. But if you do know a lot about Norse mythology, you're probably going to love this show. Now, let's just talk about the elephant in the room here. This show is very political. It's very politically correct. And that is a turnoff for a lot of people, including me. That's like one bad thing I think about this show. But if you can get past that, this is a very enjoyable TV show. It's a very good show. Now, one thing that might be a turnoff for some people is that it's all in a different language. About 90 to 95% of this show is all in a different language. I'm not exactly sure which language. I think it's Norwegian, something like that. But like it's in a different language and it is subtitled, which might be a turnoff for a lot of people. This show follows a 17-year-old kid who just moved to a small town in Norway, I believe, into a town called Edda, with his mom and his brother. And this town they moved into is completely reliant on their factories. And if their factories shut down, the whole town shuts down. And the family who runs this factory, you learn pretty soon that they're not like normal people. They're not human. So when the family arrives, the 17-year-old kid by the name of Magni, or that's just how it's spelled, I don't know how to pronounce it perfectly. Magni sees an old man in the road, and so he gets out to go help him, and an old woman walks up to him and swipes him on the head like that, and that makes him Thor. This is another sort of coming-of-age storytelling, where basically you have a teenager who's just trying to grow up and live his life, but he's been given these abilities that he doesn't know how to use or how to do anything or what to do with. He then meets a girl by the name of Isolde, or that's how it's spelled, I don't know how to pronounce it, and she's been on to the Utel family, the family that runs the factories, for a long time. And she found something that would have put that family under. And then the show just goes on from there. Now, like I said earlier, you probably should know a little bit about Norse mythology before you watch this show. Now, I like to fancy myself as someone who does know a little bit about Norse mythology, and even I didn't understand a lot of the things. I think the second season is better than the first season because that's when Magni realizes the full length of his powers and how he fully incorporates them. I also like how some other gods show up. I'm not going to say who they are. I'm not going to say who the gods are in the show. But I do like how more show up. You know what? I'm going to call that time. I'm going to say that that's it for now. I'm going to say that that's all I'm going to say, as I believe that might be my first spoiler-free review. It was hard. It was very hard on me to make a spoiler-free review, but I did it, and I'm just going to call it there, because I don't want to get over my skis and spoil everything in the show by accident. There's probably going to be a season 3 when that eventually comes out, and I'm probably going to do a review of it when it comes out. And I'm excited for it. I think if you're into Norse mythology, if you're into the modern day kind of spiel on older things, then I think this is the show for you. I'm gonna give this show a number grade of 7 out of 10. I give a lot of 7 out of 10s, but I think 7 out of 10 is probably the best rating for this show because it's very entertaining. I like it a lot, but it's very political and there are some plot holes you can poke in it. Well, that's gonna do it here today, folks. If you liked it, press the like button. If you didn't like it, press dislike right now. I can't control you. This is America. See you later. Peace. Let's go.